welcome back to my channel, the Uncool Gamer of course. Today we're taking on an epic challenge. We are reconstructing the heart of Ireland in blocks. That's right, we're building Dublin in Minecraft. So this is Dublin. It is the capital of Ireland, and as you can see right there, it has the River Liffey going right through it. So in order to build all the buildings around it, like you see in the background, that glass one, we'll have to build the roads first. Here I'm building the River Liffey. It's going to be the central part of the city, and I'm building it first so that I can build all the roads around it. Okay, and next up was building the bridges. So of course I had to start with the most famous bridge in all of Dublin, the Halfpenny Bridge. Anyway, here I am building the Halfpenny Bridge. It is a pretty cool bridge historically. You used to have to pay a halfpenny to get across it, which was half a penny. And so next up on the list is to take a quick look at the Halfpenny Bridge. And so this is what it looks like when it's finished. All the arches and next up, the second most famous bridge in Dublin, the Samuel Beckett Bridge. This is the Samuel Beckett Bridge. It is a very interesting bridge because it can rotate 90 degrees to allow ships to pass through. It is also very interesting because it has a harp-like design because it represents Ireland's national symbol. It crosses the River Liffey, and I believe I've matched it quite closely using quartz, black stone, and many other things to match the cable-stayed design. And now that that's finished, let's just build some roads. And here is just a really quick road coming off of the Samuel Beckett Bridge. Okay, so here I'm building a little bit to allow the canal to pass underneath this bridge. So here I'm just building a concrete bridge, but right next to it will be the Dublin Convention Centre. As we begin, let's talk about the location. We're building this on the north bank of the River Liffey in Dublin's dockyards. Now let's talk about the most striking feature, the tilted glass cylinder, which I'm building just here. And so right here I'm building the office. I'm using iron trap doors for the window panes, of course, and a lot of glass. Now let's move on to the promenade, which is next to the convention centre. We'll start off by using a mixture of tough and deep slate, and then build up some trees in order to make it more luscious. Then I will copy and paste it all along the banks of the river. Next up, we shall build a pub next to the river, and it's gonna be next to the Halfpenny Bridge as well. It will have a tough and deep slate brick wall and a fair bit of moss to bring out some colour. It will also have a tunnel to get through the building. I will also have to build a cool Mario artwork on the wall, as that is what it looks like in reality. Okay, so next up on the list of things to do is to build up, you guessed it, another red building. Let's build a cool building with a courtyard. In this building, I use a classic block palette of granite, wood, and bricks. And so over here, I am completing the back of the building. Then I add a bush and a water fountain, and then I complete it with a couple of doors, windows, and a balcony. Now we need to construct a flat or apartment block next to one of the offices. I'm going to build it out of 1/4, and then I will continue to put it together on the ground. Here I am building an absolute castle of a structure, for it is one of the taller buildings on the list and has very different details on either side. It has many different windows, giving it an interesting view from any angle. So now that we've finished that absolute castle of building, let's move on to building something a little bit two-dimensional. And so here I'm building a casual building with stone bricks, or should I say tough bricks as well. And it has two very cool doors, and I really like the design that I've gone with. Now over here I'm trying to use a lot like a coffee shop vibe, and then top it off with the palette I've been using so far for brick buildings. And then to the right of that, we have another coffee shop style building, although it could be considered a decorative building with like lots of wooden parts to it. And then there's a massive block, but I wouldn't call it the nicest thing I've ever done. And so now that I have completed the left side of the street, it is time to move on to the right side. And so here we begin with beautiful archways, which are behind them is birch wood. And right next to it is a building similar to the previous ones. And then there's like an office or apartment building right next to it. Here I'm building a beautiful little house, and here is a massive flat with a bunch of murals and a really cool gradient, which I'm very proud of. And then right next to it is another building quite similar to the ones you've seen before, and this might just be one of the last buildings. It is complete. This has been the first episode of Building Dublin.